Yo, Bo. To another In the Life of MightyFan. We got another vehicle vlog. Just thought I'd get out of the house for a bit. You know, it's Saturday. And thought I'd take a little trip into the city, see what's what. You know, say hi to the fellas at Mitchell and Ness, and they're doing like 30%, but yeah, I'm probably not gonna do a lot of damage. If I do anything, maybe, you know, maybe one item or something. I do want that Vince Carter Sounds jersey, the Swingman, so you know, that could be a possibility, but we'll see. I know some of the newer, you know, items might not be in stock there, you know, so like, you know, some of those other Swingman jerseys that I mentioned before, Robert Horry Rockets or Harold Miner Heat. And even if they had everything, I couldn't get everything, so it is, yeah, I just thought, you know, today's a nice day, you know, overcast, but still, I mean, not, you know, not snowing or ice, you know, or something that we could have this time of year. So fueled up the Jeep yesterday. I'm like, you know, I was debating what I wanted to do today. At some point I do want to make it back over to the ballpark, you know, the clubhouse store, and take a look-see. There's a hoodie that I kind of like, but you know, maybe that could be another day. They're doing some construction on I-95 near Philly, and so, you know, some of the traffic in certain areas can be a little congested, so I'm trying to stay away from, you know, some of those spots, because there was a Flyers game, national televised game today, 3 o'clock against the Rangers. Shout out to Uncle Lou, or maybe not shout out because he's a Ranger fan, but shout out to Uncle Lou. But so the traffic conditions could be a little difficult around the ballpark, because obviously, if you don't know, our sports complexes are all, you know, kind of around each other in South Philly. So if there's a game, you know, it could get a little crazy. I actually had hoped to leave a little earlier today, but it's not a bad thing. But I kind of fell back asleep, and then, you know, I've been trying to get into better sleeping patterns. Like, I know Slim's gonna chuckle, because I'm known for, you know, falling asleep down in the recliner in my basement, and I didn't do that this week. I tried to get up. I tried to get upstairs to my bed, where it's more of a natural sleep, by like 10 every night at the latest. And I was able to, I thought he was just letting me go. He's barking. I was able to do that, so I actually had a pretty decent week, you know, sleep-wise, including last night. And I guess it's just one of those things, you know, the week kind of catches up to you, and on a weekend it's like you just don't want to get up. And I was up, you know, I was looking around a little on the, you know, the phone, futzing around a little bit, maybe around 8 o'clock. Then I dozed back off, back out, and back off, yeah. And I woke up at like 10:30, and I'm like, uh-oh. Because I had kind of hoped to maybe get to the store around 10. Not so much for traffic reasons, just because, you know, they open at 10 on Saturday, and, you know, usually in the morning it's not as crowded, you know, can kind of talk to the fellas a little bit more, you know, they're not as busy, but yeah, it is what it is. I'll see him. Kind of hope to see Josh. He's the store manager. I'd like to joke around with him a little bit, because he always posts on social media. And this past week, last weekend was the All-Star game for the NBA in Indiana, and he was posting from their pop-up store, hobnobbing with Meta World Peace. He was doing a signing on jerseys or whatever. Like, well, I want to tell him, hey, I see you had another, tough week at work there, Josh. He's always posting pictures from like Sixer games and Flyers games, and I'm like, yeah, real tough week. But I know he does a lot of work. Obviously, I just like to bust his stones when I go in there. Boy, boy, it's tough. Hobnobbing with Meta World Peace, again, hey. But he's good people though, Josh. He is. He's good people. All of them are. I've never had a problem with their employees, and like I said, that's why I still like the brand the way I do. It's more, for me, it's more about experience. And I understand the people who might not be able to go to the flagship because they live, distance away, and they're just relying on their crappy website and the customer service, which isn't always the greatest. I understand that. So they have bad experiences with that, maybe returning something, maybe something didn't come in the mail, what have you, and I get that, I mean, that would turn anybody off to a company, right? But for me, I am fortunate that I live near the city. I can go there. I go to the flagship, and I've never had bad experiences in there. I mean, they've always been good to me. I always say I'm a humble person, but they see me come in and they know. I mean, MightyFan, it's, big jersey guy, big collection and everything, and but like I said, I've always had good experiences in there, and workers can be workers. Sometimes, you might have one that, is having a bad day or whatever it is, but honest to goodness, I haven't had any issues. They've always been, like I said, they've always treated me good. They've been good to me. We have good conversations. They're good people in there, and it's tough. I mean, working retail, not that I've ever done it, but I can imagine how tough it is, because you're dealing with people all day. People could give you attitude. I mean, you see all the videos on here on YouTube. I mean, you can just look them up, like people who get in fights, customers who get in rants with them over stuff. And I do feel for the employees sometimes. Not to say that it's not always the employee's fault, but I mean, they got to deal with a lot. They got to deal with a lot, and they don't make a lot. They're making minimum wage. So they're just making what they can to get by college or whatever the case may be. Maybe after college is to, and there's always chances to move up in the company. I know people who worked in the store and now they're in the upper management, I mean, Josh at one point was someone that just worked in the store. Now he's a store manager. So there's places you can move up in the chain, but it's very difficult and it's very competitive. I can imagine it's very competitive. So I don't think I could do it. As much as I love this stuff, they even told me many, many, many years ago, because I thought about it. I really did. I thought about maybe as like a second job on the weekends or whatever. And I remember the one guy, Henry, back when the store was on Chestnut Street, he told me, he said, you can do it if you want, but he said, I know your love for this stuff and I know your passion for it. If you're on this side of the counter, you see it in a whole different way. And he kind of told me I'm better off not seeing it in that way. And I respected him for it. I really did. And I took his advice. I didn't apply. But I don't think I could do it. I have a lot of love for the stuff, and if I worked on that other side of the counter, had to deal with people and had to work with the stuff as a job, there's a difference doing it for a job and doing it the way I do it just because I love collecting and I have the passion for it. There's a complete opposite when you're doing it as a job, and I don't want this to be a job. you know. Even that's why I won't do the monetized stuff with YouTube, because I don't want to do this like I'm doing today as a job. Feel like it's a job. Oh, I have to do this type of content, that type of content, so I can keep being monetized, so I can get, you know, whatever the payments are. First of all, I'm never going to be one of those people who get how many millions of views and I'm going to make some sort of bank on YouTube. That's never going to happen. And I'm just happy doing what I do. I'm happy having just a bare bone channel. I mean, the people who do all these amazing things and are real creative with you know, the openings, they do these special things within the videos. It's great. I mean, it looks great, but it's just it's very time consuming to do all that. And I just, you know, this channel for the most part is just going to be a bare bone. This is me, you know, this is what I do. I don't think I could do this as like being monetized, be a job, being extra worried about the copyright stuff, because it's so easy to get a copyright claim. I mean, you could just be videoing someplace and some person comes by with a car with a loud, you know, music or something, and you just catch enough of that song that it will throw a copyright claim at you, you know. So, and again, people do a lot of stuff. People edit that stuff out. People have like microphones or something that muffle out outside noise and stuff like that. And all that stuff costs a lot. So, you know, all that special equipment. But people use it. You know, that's what they do. Or they go through their video very carefully if they're out and about and make sure, here's a spot where there could be a song. I just don't think that's for me. And to each his own. I mean, people have a life. That's all they do. You know, their life is making YouTube videos. That's how they get paid. That's their job, and that's good for them. I mean, I'm not hating on it. I know that's not for me. I have a good job, you know, Monday to Friday, and you know, that's fine for me for work. I don't need to I don't need to do YouTube or work in retail as much. You know, those things to me are just passions. That's just something I like to do and I love. I have an interest in, but I don't think I would do it as a job. So, but like I said, to each his own. People have found a really good living on YouTube. Just that's what they do. They vlog every single day. They go places, but they keep it interesting. Like for me, what I do, I don't think I can keep this interesting 5 days a week, 7 days a week. I don't. In the life of MightyFan, I don't know if 7 days a week, if it's going to be a must-see TV. Because people go out, they go places, exotic places. People who do like the actual locations for different movies and stuff, like Adam the Woo. The Philly Captain does his stuff with Philly. Every day he's doing some different things. But you got to keep it interesting, right? You got to keep finding content that's going to keep those viewers, you know? And that's just naming 2 people here on YouTube. There's thousands of people who do this stuff. I mean, and that said, I do appreciate, as always, all the support to the channel, and people have interest in the things I do and what I say. I know my video when I talked, what was it, the last video, I think, when I talked about the new Nike baseball jerseys. I mean, you know, it brought up conversation in the comments. People, you know, had a lot of passion for that, right? And that's a good thing, you know? Which, by the way, I've seen earlier in the week on Fanatics, they had these like blank Nike baseball authentic jerseys with the ad sponsor on the patches. And keep in mind, these are blanks. These don't have the name and number. And they were like $400. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, for a blank jersey, just because it has the ad sponsor. I mean, if you're like a die-hard fan of a player, right? And feel free, comment below if you buy one of these jerseys. I'd just be interested to know what the selling point is, you know? I'm not gonna hate. I'm not hating on it. It's not for me. I'm not throwing even in a paying for option. I'm not throwing down $400 on a jersey, particularly how they look now. What Nike did with the, decreasing the size of the font on the back, the name font, and the Batterman logo being a little down. And some jerseys it looks worse than others. But like if you're a diehard fan of, like, let's say Mike Trout or something, and you just want every single one of his jerseys, right? And there's other ways to do it. I understand. You can get a nobody player, authentic game used or team issue, and get it turned into a Trout for, you get that jersey somewhat cheap, and then you can get it turned into Trout. So there's always workarounds. But let's say you're just trying to get every single Mike Trout jersey, right? And now here's the new Nike jersey, right, with the font or whatever. And you want to get it, and you want it with the ad sponsor, and you're willing to spend the $400 whatever on the jersey blank just with the ad sponsor, and then you have to get the name and number kit and have that sewn on the back. I mean, you're looking at close to $500 for one jersey with all that done. And again, I understand if that's you're just trying to get every single, Mike Trout or Shohei Ohtani or, Jose Altuve or whoever the player is, right? You just want all their jerseys, every single one, right? Well, you have to get this one because, maybe it has an ad sponsor, or the different font to the name, or the size font to the name, and just the way that they tweak the jersey just slightly. But again, if you're a completist, you want every single jersey, so you're going to have to get these. But I just don't, I can't fathom it. $400 for a blank jersey, without any name and number, just even with the name and number, it's just too much. And like I said, that was my problem with Nike years ago when they took over. The authentic jerseys just increased in price way too much, and there really wasn't any need for it. The only thing, at one point, the only thing that was different was it had the swoosh on the front. That was it. They didn't do anything different with the material, the Majestic. There really wasn't much aesthetically different. Now they're doing something that's a little aesthetically different, but for the wrong reasons. It doesn't look good in my eyes. Like I said, they look like kids' jerseys. I don't know why. I understand if you're going to change the material, that's fine. But what was the reason to lower the font size for the names on the back? What was the reason to bring the MLB logo down? You could have made those changes and kept everything else the same. Now maybe you figure, okay, well, but then it still looks too much like the Majestic jerseys, and this is what we're going to do. But I mean, I don't know. It's I almost wonder who looked at that and said, oh yeah, this looks good, let's go with this. Obviously not jersey heads. Because a jersey head never would have passed that jersey. Oh shit. It's always fun on the Schuylkill Expressway. God damn, that guy in front of me stopped. I don't want to say he stopped short, but he's almost. Anyhow. But yeah, I don't get it, man. That price point for that and the changes they made, I just don't. I don't understand it. But again, I don't work for Nike. I mean, and I would be lying if I said I'll never buy one. I mean, yeah. I mean, maybe there's a limited or something. Now, would I get the authentic at a $400 price tag? No. But maybe I'm limited at some point. It has the logo on the sleeve. I mean, maybe. I mean, I can't say never to that. It might happen at some point. I don't think it's happening right now. But at some point down the road, maybe. But I still don't get the font size. It just... it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand why they did that. It just doesn't. And someone in our Jersey Head community was writing on that video of mine, and he posted it. He messaged, actually he messaged me, he didn't write in the video, he messaged me direct, and he said, we've gotten to a point where DH Gate jerseys are better than Authentics. Shout out to Ymir for that one. He was watching my video on the treadmill, which is, hey, you know, you wherever people watch my videos is fine. I know my videos can be long, so I guess that's shout out to my buddy Big Slim too. I know he's been working in some cardio. He told me when I go there in March, he's going to get me out there. I said, he threw the joke at me because I'm going there to watch Ghostbusters with him. He's like, who you going to call? An ambulance. I'm like, you're thinking you're probably right about that, Slim. Particularly going up the hill. Well, going one way isn't going to be a problem because it's downhill. If we're doing this walk and we're going up the hill, yeah. That's where the problems start. I'll always call that hill Harrowing Hill from now on, because driving this Jeep up that in that ice. Yep, you're on the Schuylkill, you're going to hit traffic. Doesn't matter the time of day. Yeah. This road is just notorious for it. They can't widen it at all. They can't add another lane because you have the Schuylkill River. That's why it's called the Schuylkill Expressway, right next to it. And there's like running in rocky paths. There's another road, so you can't widen. You can't widen this. It's 3 lanes, but you can't widen it to 4 because of that. But we're coming up the Boathouse Row on that side. Not too far from here. Admittedly, I got on the Schuylkill a little earlier than I usually do. I took another way to get here, but it's all good. We got nothing but time, and I guess there might be a tad more traffic here because of what's going on with 95, because they're closing the section of 95 to do some work through the weekend. So that's going to tie things up a bit. But you're riding with me, you know, we're doing okay. I had to slam on the brakes once, but, you know, so far. It was that oh shit moment. That's scary, though, man. When you're driving and the person in front of you puts the brakes on, it's like, oh, God. Good thing I have good brakes. Oh, my goodness, my goodness. What else? What else? The new batting practice hats came out. I'm not wearing it now, but I did get the Fanatic one, the Phillies one. I got my Flex Fit as well. I got the Orioles, because it's me, why not? So those I got from New Era, so they'll be coming. I did a pay in for those, and they'll be coming. They didn't ship yet, so probably, I got them Tuesday, so probably they'll be shipping this week. But I also got the on-field fitted for the Phillies, because I love, you know, the Fanatic one. I just really like that hat. So, success on that. There were some others, like I said, I like the Pirates. The Mets have one that's almost like a road version. Like some teams did a home and road, like 2 different versions. And the Mets did one that actually goes with the font, the front on the front of their road jerseys from like 87 to, I guess, the early 90s maybe. That scripted New York. And I have a Darryl Strawberry in that, so that I might grab that hat at some point for that jersey if it's still around. I think that's the only, I'm pretty sure that's the only 87 I have. I know they made other players in that, but I think the Strawberry's the only one I got in that year with the road. Because I have a road Lenny Dykstra, but that's, goodness, I want to say that's an 89 maybe. And then New York on front of that one is a little different. So I guess the scripted New York was only from 87 to 88, maybe 89. Because 89 they had like more of like a New York across the front, not scripted. At least the Lenny Dykstra I have is like that. So, I want to say the only other road gray Mets jersey I have is a Willie Mays. I think those are the only road gray Mets. I think all the others I have, at least from the 80s, are either white or blue. I have a lot of the 86 ones, the pinstripe. I have a lot of those, and I have the blue Tom Seaver, and I have Darryl Strawberry. And I have the gray. I have the St. Patrick's Day Darryl Strawberry too. For some reason, I have a lot of Mets jerseys. I won't say that too loud at Scissors Bank Park, but I do own a decent amount. But the Mets did. I think the Dodgers, the Tigers, I think a couple of other teams have like a gray hat as well. They'll have like either another color or white, and then they have the gray one for the road hat. Kind of wish the Phillies did too, but the Phillies are like they just keep things very kind of traditional. They have one hat mainly, that they have the one, the kind of, throwback kind of looking one, the blue with the red brim that they wear when they wear their home cream jerseys. Sunday, basically the day game jersey. And then they have the maroon like this. They have the throwback for when they wear this, the powder blue for throwback Thursdays for the home games. But the red hat, they have that for home and road. They don't wear another hat for the road. Batting practice, it's usually one hat. They don't kind of vary away from that. Obviously, this year they'll have another on-field fitted because they're going to have that city City Connect, which I still can't. That early look at that jersey, that's disappointing. To put it mildly. But we'll see it when it comes out, and then we'll see what hat they do. But today is the first day, at least for the Phillies, for spring training games. And they're on the road today. I forget who they're playing. I think the Blue Jays in the Blue Jays spring training stadium. And tomorrow is the first televised spring training game. And they're playing the Yankees at the Phillies home ballpark for spring training in Clearwater. So that's exciting. Baseball season. Oh my, that person wanted to open the door when I was. That wouldn't have gone well for either of us. What are they doing? They're like, I guess, reclosing the door. So the Phillies, it's just around the corner now. I got my tickets and the ballpark app late last week. And part of the plan I have this year is I have a fireworks night game. I have a fan appreciation night, which I've never had that before. That's the last home game of the year. And I have a Yankee game too. I got one of the Yankees. The Yankees are coming in this year. They're coming to Philly. I've never gotten a Yankee game out of the years I've done this. So this year I have a Yankee game as part of it. First game is April 2nd against the Reds. Shout out to Reds fan in Florida. Met him last year actually at a Phillies game. A guy I know through Instagram. And so I'm looking forward to that. I guess that's the second series for the Phillies this year, because they open up against Atlanta at home, and then they play the Reds after that. So I see them play Slim's team as my first game. I was a little disappointed. I didn't get one of those bobblehead nights, and I probably will go for the one. I'll probably have to just get the ticket, because they're doing a Bryson Stott bobblehead night where he's wearing the powder blue, and I'm asphyxiated on this jersey, so I have various different figures of the Phillies with them in the powder blue jersey. So when I saw that as part of their promotion this year, I'm like, ooh, in the powder blue, okay. But I didn't get a bobblehead night as part of the plan. I got 16 games. It's usually like between 16, 17 every year. And I got my free subscription to MLB.TV, so I can watch any game out of market. Obviously, the Phillies games I see, and I have, NBC Sports Philadelphia. So, but if you're any kind of ticket holder, you get the MLB package for free, and you can watch any game basically. You can pick also whether you want to watch the home or away broadcast of the game. It's very cool. I really enjoy doing that. Every now and then I'll switch back and forth depending on if it's a close game, like who's winning or who has to make the comeback, and hear their broadcast team call the end of that game. But I love it. It's a nice thing that the MLB. It's really the MLB that does it more so than the Phillies, but that they kind of give you that package for free if you're a ticket holder, and you get an email before, every year before the season, and you just have to click a link, and it basically it sign in just so it verifies it's you, and then you get the free access. So I have it on I have the MLB app, or I guess the feature on my Roku, and I also have it on my phone. I have the app on my phone, so I can watch games on my phone. I can watch games at home. But I really enjoy it, and it's nice. It's a $150 value for free. It's like, okay. But as I said, I love watching baseball, so I'll just catch a game, and maybe sometimes the late night games are a little tough. But sometimes I'll see, okay, well, this looks like it's going to be a good pitching matchup or something, and Phillies already played, and I'm still awake, and all right, I'll be down for a Mariners, Angels game or something, and I'll fall asleep to it. Wake up to the your game has ended thing on the TV, or your program has ended, or something like that, it says. What are we doing, Kia? Goodness. Oh, you gotta love city driving, man. You gotta love it. So that was that. I got that email this week. I think I missed the email last week for it. I get so much junk mail, so much junk email. It's a lot of delete. So I may have deleted it, and I didn't see the email as the season was getting closer. So I actually wrote an email to the MLB email address saying, hey, I didn't get the notice for the MLB.TV package this year. I'm a ticket holder with the Phillies, partial season ticket holder with the Phillies, and I usually get that every year. They just asked me to like verify my account number, and I sent them my account number, and then they sent me a link for it. But this year I saw the email. So I know, honors and privileges, right? I gotta have my honors and privileges. But I really look forward to it, man. I look forward to getting back to the ballpark. Oh man, you can just smell it in the air. I can already smell the hot dogs. I was talking to my boss, another coworker this week. I usually have like a little game plan whenever I go to the games. I'm either gonna get the hot dog, or I'm gonna get the chicken tenders with the fries. Either the hot dog with a soft pretzel or the chicken. It's always a big decision. Or I'll go with the Manco and Manco pizza, the personal pizza. It's one of those three things. And I usually try to eat when I get there, or sometimes it's during like the third or fourth inning. Sometimes what I'll do, because prior to the game, if you don't hit it just right, the lines at some of these places are a little long. So what I'll do is I'll watch the first few innings at my seat, then I'll head back down and I'll get the food, and there's like, the line isn't as bad. And then I'll go, there's a spot I like to go to at the ballpark to eat. Oh, this is gonna be fun. We got 2 buses and an SUV. And I gotta turn that way, so I gotta wait here. Oh, wonderful. But that's usually what I'll do. I'll either try to eat before the game starts, or if I'm running a little late and I get there around the time when the first inning is just about starting, I'll watch the first few innings in my seat, and I'll head down, I'll get some food, dinner, and just eat. Or in some cases it could be like depending on the time of the game. What is this guy doing? It's called a turn signal, idiot. I have an SUV. I know they're in them. I'm using it right now. Jerk off. Anyhow, I get frustrated sometimes on the road. Maybe you've noticed. So that's usually my little game plan for food at the ballpark, right? You can, I think, bring in some stuff if you have like a clear plastic bag. Like I can go to Wawa, get a hoagie or whatever, bring it in. But when I go to the ballpark, it's like I want to eat there. I want to get something there, Plus, the ballpark has Mike's Amazing Mustard. So, and I like the ballpark dogs. I like the hot dogs there. They have a pretty decent chicken tender. They have some good barbecue sauce at the condiment area. You get that on there. So, believe me, at Citizens Bank Park, you're not going to leave there hungry. There's no way. They have so many different food options. There's obviously the Philly options too. You got the cheese steaks, the pork, the pulled pork sandwiches and stuff like that. But, roast beef, whatever, type Philly style stuff. But I like that. I like those other things too. And Manco, I mean, that's a Jersey Shore pizza. It's one of the spots at the Jersey Shore. They brought it to the ballpark. It's personal. It fills you, that personal pizza. But I do enjoy getting that from time to time. Usually the line for Manco and Manco isn't as long as the line for some of these other places. So it just kind of depends. You find your way. When you go to enough games, you kind of just find your way. You kind of know. You get a routine down. You kind of know all the little nooks and crannies and whatever. Little tips here and there on what to do. All right, in the parking garage. sometimes at this ticket place they ask for your credit card ahead of time, and sometimes it doesn't. It's very hit or miss. Yeah, see, I think the guy in front of me is putting his credit. Well, I don't know what they're doing. Uh-oh. Someone's getting out on the other side. Oh, they have to assist? Looks like she's assisting. Alright, we'll put it in park. Can't say I've seen this before. Usually there's no one in front of me when I come here. But I am coming here a little later than I usually do. I hope there's good parking here. Well, they got it. The gate is up. You know, I never noticed there was two of them. There's another one over there. I always come here. Yeah, they want the card. I think it must be a weekend thing. Because... Alright. Okay. Try this. Right this way. Oh shit. Yeah, I think during the weekdays, if you press the button, it just shoots out the ticket. Which, okay. But on a weekend, I think they need the card, and what they do, so when you go to, at the end, you just swipe the card again and it will print out the ticket. Kind of tells you what you owe. But on a weekday, coming here, you don't have to put the card in. You have to just hit the button and it shoots out the ticket, and then you would pay, like you don't have to present your card, you know? So this, you know, you learn as you go. That's not a spot, is it? No, that's not a spot. Okay. Put my card in here. Oh, here's a spot. One jerk off doesn't know how to park. Okay. So we're gonna keep looking. We're gonna keep going up. I hate those people that take 2 lanes. Oh, this is actually a pretty decent spot. Right near the elevator. Viola! Maybe I should keep the lights on so you can see. I guess it doesn't matter. So yeah, during a weekday, if I came here, and I went to, you know, at that gate, which now I know there's 2 of them, but when I you know, you hit the button and it just shoots out your receipt or whatever. You know, you would scan it when you're done. But on a weekend, I guess, you put the card in, so it kind of has it on file. Excuse me. And then when you're ready to leave, there's like little kiosks, and you put the card in, it recognizes it, and whatever you owe, it pays, and it prints out a little receipt thing. Now, leaving here, the one gate, I always forget if it's it might be a weekend. Usually, when I get to the gate, it opens up right away, but sometimes it stays closed, and I have to present the little the barcode for the receipt. So it's important to remember to take your receipt at these parking garages, because you never know. Sometimes the gate doesn't open unless you show the receipt. It scans the barcode. It's always fun. No matter what, it's always fun. Anyhow, speaking of fun, I had a fun time doing this, as I always do. These vehicle vlogs are fun. I was going to take the Mini today, but I'm like, you know what, let me take the Jeep so I can do a vehicle vlog. Hope you all enjoyed in. Almost 46 minutes of joy here. We experienced some traffic on the Schuylkill. We had some jerk-offs that don't know how to park, or turn signals are an issue, but it is what it is. It's always fun when you come to the city. You just never know what you're going to experience. So I am ready to go to Mitchell, take a look around a little bit, see what there is. Mainly just, shoot the breeze with the fellas in there. Got my 1980 Manny Trio on. Shout out to Ayaz for hooking me up with this. What was it, last year or this year? I forget. It was somewhere within, I think it was last year. Sometimes, things all blend together with the years. But I got that on today, and yeah, that's about it. But yeah, gonna have a good time. Just gonna enjoy a day out. Just do what I have to do. I'm also gonna head out later, do some grocery shopping at my favorite place at ShopRite. So I look forward to that. But anyhow, what do you always gotta do? You always gotta leave those likes. Like, right? You gotta make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Hit the bell icon so you're always notified to future videos by yours truly, whether I'm vehicle vlogging, whether I'm at home, whether I'm out and about, whatever. You don't want to miss an episode, right? It's always appreciated. So thank you, everyone. You all take care, and I will see you in the next one. Okay.